we go. Hi there and welcome back. President-elect Donald Trump. It's so much fun to say. Continuing to thumb his nose at the establishment, this time targeting airplane maker Boeing. It sounds like Boeing? Yes. In a tweet this morning, Trump suggested canceling the government's order to design and buy 2 new Air Force Ones. He claims the $4 billion price tag is a big waste of money.
I think it's ridiculous. I think Boeing is doing a little bit of a number. We want Boeing to make a lot of money, but not that much money.
Certainly not that much money from the government, because they're making our money. $4 billion, definitely too much money, but it's a drop in the bucket compared to a new report claiming the Pentagon wasted $125 billion and then tried to cover it up so its budget wouldn't get cut. That's your money, folks. So is government inherently wasteful? Let's ask Brian Brenberg, Associate Professor of Business and Economics and the Chair of the Program in Business and Finance at the King's College here in Manhattan. Bryanomics, welcome back.
Always good to be here.
So these are the kind of stories and the kind of numbers that turn a limited government person's stomach.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean
that's 20% of the defense budget wasted.
Just about 25% of the defense budget wasted. Look, everybody, you'd think the defense budget was based on what the Army, Navy, Air Force need to prosecute wars to defend the country. That's not how the budget is set. The budget is a political process. Congress is heavily involved. Yeah. And the result is you get projects, you get funding that has very little to do with defending the country. It has a lot to do with helping congressmen get reelected.
Yeah, and instead of being incentivized to actually streamline, put the money where it needs to go, and maybe save a little bit here and there so the money where it's really needed can be diverted to the most important programs, all the different branches are encouraged to spend as much as they can so they get more money the next year.
Well, it's a classic case. You never want to say you have any money left over, because if you do, somebody's going to axe it. That's part of what's going on with this whole defense report and the $125 billion. The Department of Defense doesn't want to admit that there's money being wasted. On the other hand, Congress has a lot of culpability here. The Department of Defense for years has been saying, look, let us close some of our bases. We have bases all over the country.
All over the world.
All over the world. Some of them really...
If we pull out of Germany and Japan, you really think they're going to get back together?
And that's exactly the point. Some of these haven't been relevant since the 1960s.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move away from that. But of course, congressmen say, well, if you do that, that means that people in my district are going to lose jobs, and if they lose jobs, I'm probably going to lose re-election. So let's not do this.
Yeah, so it's self-preservation at our detriment. And you point out that there's one program. I mean, not only the F-35, which is absolutely redonkulous, but tanks for the memories.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't even use tanks anymore to the degree that we're building them.
No, that's right. We spent hundreds of millions of dollars over the last decade on new tanks. And we've had, the Army has basically come to the Congress and said, we don't need this anymore. Yeah. Our strategies have changed. Tanks are not central to our strategy in a lot of parts of the world. Please don't make us buy this stuff. But of course, if you've got a tank plant in your district in Ohio, you're going to want those things to continue to be produced. So we've got that problem. We've got the base problem. We've got 1 million people working in back office jobs for the Department of Defense.
Civilians.
1 million people. Some are uniformed. A lot of them are civilians. Yeah. You just don't need that many people in HR, accounting, logistics, supply chain. But until Congress gets serious about actually funding defense priorities, nothing's going to change.
Okay, what would you rather see? The defense budget sort of slashed and winnowed and streamlined by $4 billion, or 2 new Air Force Ones?
I would like to, this is a red herring, actually. This issue doesn't mean anything in the long term. What matters is systemic change. And so it's fine that Donald Trump wants to go after this Boeing aircraft. I actually don't think he can do that. Yeah. But at the end of the day, what the real change is going to be going to Congress and saying, guys, we need to fund projects that actually make sense. We need to stop with this crony business of getting you reelected. But the problem for Trump is he's been all about keeping jobs. He's going to have a very hard time going to Congress and say, cut civilian personnel, when he's going to Indiana and saying to the carrier folks, I want you to keep 1,000 people on your payroll. It's going to be a hard conversation for him.
No, absolutely. So maybe the less government, the better all the way around. Brian Brenberg, thanks for being here, as always. Glad our tie and dress combo worked tonight.
We planned that.
Very good.
That's right.
Always coordinated just for you.